Have a look around. Look to your left, look to your right, maybe even look behind you when you're with your friends or when you're out with your buddies and all of that. If you wonder sometimes why is your income low or why are you never seeming to make ends meet, maybe it's your friends. Maybe it's a circle of friends who you hang out with, who you get your advice from, and all of that. I just left lunch with some friends of mine, and I was sitting there, and they were talking, and we were, having, reminiscing about the old days, and um, you could tell people who are, outwardly your friends, and they have your best interest at heart, and all of that. But you can tell in your heart of hearts, are these people, do they have your best interest at heart? So I thought about you today. I thought about, people who might be struggling financially and not really figuring out what's the real cause. And maybe it's your friends. I remember back in the day when I was struggling and I had low money and struggling and not really making ends meet. It was the guys I hung around with. The guys I hung around with were negative and critical and always talking bad about people. We're at lunch and they'll criticize the waiter or the waitress. They'll criticize the area, the parking lot. They'll criticize the food. They'll talk bad about, some sports team or who someone's married with or dating. And some other guy will criticize, you know, their wives or their friends or their wives' friends. But pretty much they're negative and critical. And I didn't realize this, you know, until I started reading more and reading these books and getting into the word. And did you know? I'm sure you do that your income is usually about the average of your three or four best friends. Think about that. Think about right now who you hang around with. And think about the fact that, ask yourself, hey, do these guys make about as much as I do? More than likely, you'll find out that the answer is they do. We all make about the same thing. So, what I've learned from reading, and what I want you to learn from reading and associating and all that, is that your income is, in general, the average of your three to five best friends. So, what does that mean? That means if you want to increase your income, one way to do it is what? Change the people you hang out with, change your circle of friends. Now you might say, "Oh man, it's hard to make friends. I just can't go out there and get a new set of friends." Well, sometimes you don't have to. You can read books. You can read books. You can read books from me. You can read books like Robert Kiyosaki. You can read books like Think and Grow Rich and things like that. And by changing, your friends are not going to discuss books like Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad or As a Man Thinketh and all of that kind of stuff. You want to get around people who are going somewhere, whose income is where you want to be. Now, of course, you don't go somewhere and say, hey, man, how much money you make? What is your income? How much money you make a year to qualify them? No. You start off by getting into books, getting into reading and associating and podcasts and even YouTube videos of people who are in life where you wouldn't mind be financially. There's nothing wrong with watching a video about Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or Myron Golden or Russell Brunson or anybody who's making a lot of money and doing some things that you want to do. Yeah, they're not your friends, but you're beginning to associate with them as opposed to your friends, and you're getting that mindset, that knowledge by listening to them and they're getting into your brain and listening to what they say, and it'll begin changing you. If your friends always discuss like the football game and who won last night and who has a number one hit and who's dating who and Kanye West and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. You don't care about that. That's not putting a dime in your pocket. But if you start reading books by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett about the stock market, how to pick stocks, how to buy stocks, you start reading books like by Russell Brunson, how to build a company from scratch using funnels. You start listening to Myron Golden, how he uses biblical principles to build a business. Then you start thinking differently. So my tip to you is, hey, listen, if you want to change your income, a way to do it is check out your friends. If your friends are not making in life what you want to make, more than likely you're probably making about the same as your friends. So a way to change that is to change your friends. So hopefully this helps you. It helped me an awful lot. Listen, anything that you can do to increase your income, doesn't matter how big or small it is, but one thing that works is change your friends, you change your associateship. How? Because you begin listening to different people and their mindset is different from your current friends. The people make a certain amount of money because of the words they allow into their brains. So if you want to listen to people who are not going anywhere, that's fine. But if you want to listen to people who are going somewhere, who are where you want to be in life, hang around with those guys. Okay? So that's what I have for today. It works for me, and it'll work for you as well. So do me a favor, go down to the bottom and like this channel and subscribe to it. And if you get a chance, share it with your friends. That'll help the channel grow. I really appreciate it. But I'll be right back here next Thursday about the same time to answer any questions you may have. Any comments you might have, put them in the comments, and we'll go from there. Okay, see you next time. All right, bye.